I'm being sent a battery chainsaw. So I'm just going to be it's going to be, I mean, I've got my own chainsaws. I've got the big 24-inch Husqvarna petrol saw. I'm going to try and cut down that sycamore, the smallest one, that's about maybe that big at the bottom. So there you go, 10 inches possibly over there, 10-inch sycamore, good height, 25 foot maybe. We're going to try and cut that down with this battery chainsaw. Will it do it? I have no idea. But we're going to find out, guys, so you can see if they're actually any good or not. Right, here is the sycamore. It's a fairly big tree. They said, what is it? It's about a foot wide at the bottom. I don't actually know if the saw will be big enough, you know, long enough to cut through this, but I'm hoping it'll take some of these limbs off here anyway, so we'll give it a go. Everything's harder when you can't feel your fingers, isn't it? So that's in. Right, well, as I say, I opened it yesterday when I came. It was sort of dark when it turned up, and I just wanted to see if the batteries were charged for today. They were charged, so the saw's working. All I've got to do is put some oil for the chain and that reservoir. I don't know if I'm going to be able to do all the filming today, guys, because the cold is sucking the life out of my batteries. I've gone from 60% to 15 just filming that little clip. Anyway, I've put some oil in, I've primed it, the little bulb is full there. Apologies, guys, I don't know how long the batteries are going to last in my camera. I've got a battery here in my pocket. Because it's sucking the life out of the camera batteries, I can only assume it's sucking the life out of the saw batteries as well. Guys, this is genuinely the first time I've used this saw. There we go, what's that? It's about a 2-inch branch, that. Let's try this one. It's actually quite good. It is quite good. What's that one? That's probably 4-inch, that branch. That's okay, isn't it? Now, caught up on the fence. Come on. Why? Oh, God. Why is everything so difficult when it's freezing cold? Hey, I'll tell you what, fellas. That is not bad at all. I wasn't expecting it to be that good, to be perfectly honest with you. I've got to do it from this side so you can see it. Look at that, fellas. Not bad at all, eh? See that big limb off there? Wow. So that one at the back. That one. You see the size of these guys, I don't know if you can see them, that's probably about 5 inches that. It's coping really admirably. I just hope my battery's still got life in it, guys. Let's take this here. And that is the big one. Just got to log it up, haven't we? And what should I do? Should I see if it'll go through that? Let me just check your battery, see if you've got enough power to do it. Here's the chairman.
Sure it's big enough.
What do you think? What do you think about that?
I've got one like that. That's good.
How cool is that,
Yeah,
mate?
I've got one just a bit smaller actually, mine.
Yeah, I never expected it to.
Is that your camera?
Yeah. I never expected it to do that. I really didn't. I thought it might do these, but
What's the camera for?
I'm just videoing it for my YouTube channel.
Oh,
Yeah,
get me on YouTube.
we've got the backy on YouTube now. I'm just going to suspend filming for a minute because the chairman and Nodge, my mate, they're just going to start dragging all these branches away. But look what it's done, fellas. Look what it has done. Are we fully out on zoom? Yeah, look. What do you think of that? It's going to easily cut through that, no problem. Like I say, it's about a 12-inch tree trunk on the bottom of there. So let's just get this stuff here just cut up whilst I've got the labour, and they can get all these branches dragged off towards the car park, and I can then go and cut them up on the plot, and we'll show you that, eh? But I'll tell you what I'll do. Whilst I've just got enough battery, let's cut through that there. Okay. Normally at this time, guys, you know, if I was using my petrol saws, I would clear these branches I'd cut down. I'd just log them up, move them out the way, just move them away from the area I'm cutting around. But 2 reasons I didn't. Number one, the main one was the battery on the camera was just the cold was sucking power out the batteries. I was on my second battery at this point. And the other reason was this kind of little saw, it's kind of a lot safer than a big petrol chainsaw. You take your finger off the trigger, it just stops instantly. You can operate it with one hand, it's much more manageable sort of thing, you know. And I've just left this saw clip in, I've not sped it up or anything. This is actually how long it took to cut through this section of log, which is about 11 inches at the widest point. The blade's only 8 inches, so I had to sort of cut through one side, and then I had to go around the other side of the tree and cut the other section of the tree. But I did most of the cutting sort of 8 inches deep through the tree on the pass on this side, and I literally just had to finish it off on the other side a little bit. There you go, guys. What do you think about that? That is what you can cut with the little Seesii. Probably 11-12 inch log sycamore hardwood. I am really, really impressed with that little saw. Really impressed. So, whilst I've still got battery in the camera, I'm going to get all these branched up. Stuff like that, you see, it just handles it, no problem whatsoever. Right, let's see what you're looking at. Look at that for a thumbnail, guys. The little Seesii, I've called it the seesaw. It's done it. Getting worn out dragging branches, so we're just clearing the site now. There's still plenty of battery in the chainsaw, so I'm just going to go and branch up and log up all this stuff now over at my allotment. The guys are dragging it over onto the car park so I can throw it all into my van. So let's go and chop it all up. See how long the battery lasts, eh? Right guys, that's almost everything dragged away from the off the site. So just got to kind of branch all this stuff up now. Some biggish stuff, like I said. I'm going to cut that. I cut that big log there into 3 pieces to get it in the van. Cut that into 3 or 4 pieces, and then branch up all this stuff. The thinner twiggy ends, I'll run all them through the wood chipper. So there's a good bit of material there. I won't bore you with cutting absolutely everything up because it's probably going to take a while, and my battery will be completely flat. I'm down to 1%. So I'm going to bring you back when I've done a bit of the cutting, and then we'll see how long this battery lasts on the saw, eh? You know, about 6 inches, 7 inches across. Just let the saw cut it. You know, don't try and push the saw through with any saw, be it petrol saw, whatever saw. Don't try and push it through. Just let it cut. If it's not cutting without too much pressure, then your blade needs sharpening. Yeah, just so impressed with this little saw, guys. I have literally just put the second battery in it, and I've logged all this stuff up. I'll take you over there to where the other pile of logging stuff is. The branches and all the limbs were just dragged here onto the car park. So I've got another pile over there where the van is. I've just cut all these up. There's just some there. That's literally all I need the second battery for, is just to slice them up now to length. But I've also snedded all the bigger branches into that big pile there. So I've got this huge pile of branches now that are all ready to go straight through the wood chipper. My wood chipper's only got a throat about that big, so anything like that you put in, if it's got branches coming off, it's really difficult to get it in. But everything I've processed there is ready to go straight through the wood chipper. Which, you know, it's been easier to do that than it would have been with my chainsaw, because I can just hold it with one hand and just slice the branches off as I go down. Just keep cutting them till they go through the chipper. So, God, really impressed, fellas, really impressed. One battery. That's what surprised me as well. All this work for one battery. So, you know, it is easy. Gonna cut that up there. Let's just do it while you're watching, eh? So there we go, guys. That is the that entire sycamore converted into logs. Impressive, really impressive. Yeah, guys. So we've done all that. We've got all those branches ready for chipping. We've got that big pile there logged up. Very impressive. Yeah, I would definitely buy that little seesaw. I would, for sure. 100% recommendation from me that is a cracking little saw. Did all that on almost one battery. Well, that's what we got. That's what we cut. All loaded in the van, ready to head home. I'll get that, some of it processed, some of it wants cutting a little bit shorter for the stove at the allotments, but it'll dry quicker at home. I've got a proper log store there. I'll be using this winter. This thinner stuff will be dry. Thicker stuff maybe a year after. Impressed, really impressed with that little saw. I'll just show you what they sent, you know, in the box. I filmed this before, just before I started working. Let's have a look, see what comes with it. What does it come with? You got spare bar, spare chain, 2 batteries, the charger. I found the charger literally just plugs into the battery there, plug it in the wall, charge the batteries up. It's a little bar, chain guard, pair of gloves, some goggles, the instruction manual, but it's pretty straightforward as you've seen. So they were going to send me the 6-inch saw, which I fine for me, that's fine. But when I told them I had a sort of a 10-12 inch sycamore to cut down, they said, oh, okay, if you're cutting a bigger tree down, we'll send you the 8-inch one. So that is the 8-inch saw. I expect the body will be the same for the 6 and 8-inch saw. You probably just get a different length blade. Maybe the battery's a bit bigger, I'm not actually sure. But I know the 6-inch saw was about 60 quid on Amazon. I'll put a link below to where you can get this one and the 6-inch and all the others, so you follow that link through to Amazon. I think they're going to give me a 10% code, so you get another 10% off, so maybe 50 something quid for a 6-inch saw like that. I think a cracking little saw, that, guys. Yeah, would I buy it? Absolutely, yes I would. All right, speak to you later.